William had always believed that broken things spoke the loudest not with sound, but with silence. He worked in Dock 9, the oldest repair bay on the edge of the Orion trade belt. Most mechanics hated that place. The lights flickered, the air smelled of rust and burned circuits, and the jobs were always the ones no one else wanted. But William liked it. Broken machines did not lie. They simply waited for someone patient enough to listen. He was human, thin from years of hard work, hands rough and scarred. No medals, no rank. Just a mechanic with a quiet heart and a past he never spoke about. His parents had died during a refugee convoy attack years ago. Since then, William fixed things. Ships, engines, power cores, anything that could still be saved. Maybe because he wished someone had fixed his life the same way that day. A cargo hauler dropped off an object. No one wanted to touch. It was called a relic. The alien foreman spat on the floor when it arrived. "Useless junk," he muttered. "Ancient. Dead tech. Doesn't respond. Doesn't power on. Doesn't do anything." The relic was tall, almost the size of a human coffin. Black metal covered in cracks like dried veins. Strange symbols ran across its surface, not glowing, not active, just scars from another age. No scans could read it. No tools could open it. Most species believed it was cursed, so they sent it to Dock 9. William stood in front of it alone. The bay lights flickered again. For a moment, he thought the relic breathed. He shook his head. Too many long shifts. He placed his hand on the cold surface. Something felt. Familiar, not warm. Not alive, but close. Like standing near a memory you can't fully remember. "All right," William whispered, more to himself than the machine. "Let's see what's wrong with you," he began slowly. No force, no cutting. Just observation. He cleaned centuries of dust from the surface, revealing deeper symbols beneath. His fingers traced them without thinking, following paths that felt natural, as if his hands already knew where to go. Hours passed, the relic didn't power on. But something changed. The air in the bay grew heavier. The symbols looked sharper, clearer. William frowned. That's odd. He ran a basic energy test. Nothing, no output. No input. Still, he felt watched. That night, long after the station's lights dimmed, William stayed. He always did. He adjusted a cracked conduit on the relic's side, improvising a human-style fix simple wiring, bypassing ancient locks with modern logic. The moment the circuit connected, the relic whispered, not through speakers, not through sound, inside his mind. "Welcome home, my king." William stumbled back, heart pounding. He hit the floor hard, breath shaking. What was that?" he whispered. The relic went silent again. No alarms. No lights, no proof. William laughed weakly. "I'm losing it." But his hands were trembling. He tried to leave, but something pulled him back. A pressure in his chest. A deep sadness he could not explain. He returned to the relic and sat beside it on the cold floor. "I'm not a king," he said quietly. "I'm just a mechanic. It's time." The relic responded not with words, but with feeling. Lost, war, a crown falling into darkness. A promise broken to protect the stars. William gasped as images flooded his mind. Armadas burning. Worlds crying out. A throne made of light and shadow. And at the center of it all, a figure. Human. Wearing no armor. Only responsibility. William clutched his head. "Stop, please." The visions faded. The relic remained still, but William knew one thing with terrifying certainty. The relic wasn't broken. It was waiting. And it had been waiting for him. William didn't sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw stars dying. He saw himself standing before alien species he had never met, yet somehow knew by name. He heard voices calling him High Sovereign, Starbearer, Last King of the Compact. By morning, his hands felt heavier, older. He returned to Dock 9 early, too early. The station was quiet, but the relic felt awake. "Why did you call me that?" William asked as he approached it. His voice echoed softly. "I'm not your king," the relic answered, not in words but in memory. Long ago, humanity had not been small. They had not been refugees or laborers. They had been leaders chosen not for strength, but for mercy. When the galaxy burned under endless wars, one human king united the stars, not by force, but by sacrifice. That king had chosen to disappear, to seal himself away, to let humanity fall into obscurity, so the galaxy could survive without fearing them. And the relic was his throne, a memory engine, a lock, a promise. William fell to his knees. "No," he whispered. "I don't remember any of this." The relic pulsed faintly for the first time, "because you chose to forget." The words hurt more than any. Footsteps echoed in the bay. Alien guards entered, weapons raised. The relic activated, one barked. "Step away, human." William stood slowly, hands raised. "I didn't mean to." The relic symbols flared to life. The guards froze, not by force, by recognition. Their weapons lowered without them understanding why. Their eyes widened, filled with awe and fear, caking. One whispered in a broken voice. William shook his head desperately. "No, you're wrong." But the station alarms blared across the sector. Ancient systems woke up. Dormant beacons lit the void. Across the galaxy, old allies and old enemies felt it. The king had returned. William was taken before the station council. Powerful beings stared down at him, species that ruled empires. Yet none of them could meet his eyes for long. "You are human," one said carefully, "and you activated the throne relic." "I fixed it," William replied simply. "It was broken." A murmur spread. "You cannot fix that which predates our civilizations." William swallowed. Then maybe it was never meant to be abandoned. Silence. One elder spoke softly. "If you are truly him, then the compact's laws return. The old peace. The old burdens." William's chest tightened. "What about my life? My work? I didn't ask for this." The relic's voice returned, gentle now. "You asked when you chose to protect them." Tears filled William's eyes. Memories clicked into place, not fully, but enough. He remembered stepping down, erasing himself, living a small, quiet life so the galaxy could move on. And now, it was breaking again. War fleets were mobilizing. Old tyrants were rising. The compact was failing without its silent guardian. William looked at his hands, hands that fixed broken things. "I won't rule with fear," he said. "I won't be a god." The council bowed their heads. "That is why you were chosen." William stood alone before the relic as the docking bay lights dimmed. The station around him felt smaller now, quieter, as if the metal walls themselves were listening. The relic no longer looked broken. Its surface was smooth, whole, glowing softly like a calm night sky. It did not demand. It did not command. It waited. "I won't sit on a throne," William said quietly. His voice was steady, but his heart was heavy. "I won't rule like the others did." The relic answered with warmth, not words, acceptance. When William placed his hand against it, the relic reshaped itself. The towering structure folded inward, transforming into something simpler, seed of light. Low and humble, like a place meant for listening rather than ruling. No crown appeared. No armor wrapped around him. Only a gentle connection linking his mind to the stars across the galaxy. Ancient beacons awakened. Old war fleets froze mid-formation. Generals shouted orders that would not come. Weapons powered down without damage, as if refusing to fire, on distant worlds. People looked up at the sky and felt something they had not felt in generations. Relief. William closed his eyes. And the galaxy opened to him. He felt refugee ships drifting without fuel. He felt border worlds starving under broken trade routes. He felt old enemies sharpening their knives, waiting to see if the legends were true. Each problem pressed against his chest, heavy and real. "I can't save everyone." William whispered. The relic responded gently. You never did. You helped them save themselves. William began where he always had with repair. He redirected energy grids to failing colonies. Not as a king's gift, but as a system correction. He reopened ancient neutral zones so enemies could speak instead of fight. He restored the compact's old laws, not with punishment, but with balance. Every action was careful. Every choice carried weight. Some leaders resisted. A warlord from the Outer Rim laughed at the old symbols. He fired his cannons anyway. William did not destroy the fleet, he disabled it. Power faded. Shields collapsed safely. Ships drifted, helpless but intact. The message was clear. Strength was not the point. Restraint was. The warlord surrendered days later, confused and shaken. Why spare us? He demanded. William answered honestly. Because someone once spared us. That truth spread faster than fear ever could. Weeks passed. Then months. The galaxy slowly changed. Not into perfection, but into something better. William refused palaces. He refused titles beyond mediator. When councils argued, he listened. When worlds cried out, he answered if he could. And when he couldn't, he told them the truth. People trusted him not because he was powerful, but because he was human still. The burden grew. Every life lost weight on him. Every compromise hurt. He felt the loneliness of leadership creep back into his bones, just as it had long ago. The relic sensed it, dimming slightly, worried. One night, William returned to Dock 9. The bay was exactly as he remembered. Flickering lights, oil stains, old tools hanging where he left them. He sat on the floor beside a half-repaired engine, breathing in the familiar scent of metal and grease. I miss this, he admitted softly. The relic's presence was gentle now, no longer pulling him forward. You always did. William smiled sadly. The galaxy doesn't need a king forever. It needs time to learn. He made his decision at dawn. William called the councils together. Leaders from every major species watched him with unease. I am stepping away, he said simply. Gasps echoed. You cannot, one elder protested. The compact will stand, William interrupted. Because you will stand together. He transferred control of the beacons to a shared system. No single ruler. No single throne. Checks, balances, and safeguards built on cooperation, not domination. This is my final repair, William said. After this, you fix it yourselves. The relic powered down slowly, its light fading like a setting star. The connection loosened. The weight lifted. William felt smaller again, and free. He returned to Dock 9 as a mechanic. No announcements. No guards. Just a man with tools and quiet hands. The foreman didn't recognize him at first. When he did, he simply nodded, understanding more than words could say. William fixed ships again. Refugee freighters. Broken shuttles. Things that mattered. Sometimes, when he worked late, an engine would hum differently, smoother, calmer, and William would smile, feeling a distant peace ripple through the stars. The relic slept, the galaxy endured, and William, once a king, always a mechanic, kept fixing what he could, believing that was enough, because it always had been.